Welcome to Countryside Knitting. This is a podcast about knitting and crochet and crafty things. We come to you from Norway, and we started out as a Norwegian podcast, audio podcast, then YouTube, and now the 2 last years we have done this in English also. We are so happy that you want to spend a little bit of time with us. When we do episodes, we do the Norwegian versions first, and sometimes we manage to do the English version also when we are together, but this time we didn't. We live in Merete or Romsdal. If you look at the map, it is a very famous place for tourists called the Atlantic Ocean Road. And we live on each side of that, all those bridges. So when we meet, we are rather in a hurry because we knit a lot and make a lot. So now this is going to be another episode where I show my things and Janne shows her things, and we put it together, and I hope that's okay with you. We record in different houses, so I will now show you what I have in this house, and I think I will also record a little bit in the other house. At the moment we have a knitalong that is only in English, and that's exciting. That is something we have never had before, and that is a knitalong where we use the designs from Sofia Kammeborn of the Kammebornia podcast. I do some test knitting for her. I have done so for a year, I think. I have knitted a lot of her patterns, and they are all available in English. And that's a good combination. I think it's in English or Swedish, if you know that. And I know them, so I could help you, I think, if I manage. Some of the things I'm going to show you are her designs. I really like her style. I know her a little bit. I met her on a knitting festival a couple of times in close to Trondheim. It's not so close to me. It's a 4 hours drive. But that is, I like her style, and she's a very lovely person, and it's so nice to knit her designs together with you. If you want to see what is going on, you can head over to our Ravelry-group, and you find the link in the text below. It may be a little bit difficult if you search Ravelry for Countryside Knitting. That is not our main name because we started in Norwegian. It is called Strikk på landet, but you can find the link. I think that's the easiest. And I have a thread for chatting and a thread for finished objects. And the thread for chat has a lot of nice photos and people who are showing what they are planning to do, and you can also see what they have done. So if you need some inspiration, go there, and of course go to Sofia's Ravelry account to see what patterns she has, and of course to her YouTube channel. Something that I have shown in a more like a travel log, I showed in a hurry. I would like to show again and speak more about them. I have 3 hats here that I have finished this winter. This is a mystery. This was the mystery knit-along in December. Advent Mystery, I think was the name. This is a hat that could be Norwegian. It's very typical Norwegian, or it is not Norwegian. This is a pattern that has come from far away. But it's a very traditional look, but what is not that traditional is the star in the top here. I think that is so, in the crown, I think it's called. This is a very nice hat. This suits me very well, the size, and all my family. And I think it's not very difficult. It may be a little bit, you have to be sure when you make the decreasing that you look in the pattern, in the chart, because the star is not really visible in the chart, because you repeat it, so when all the repetitions are put together, you end up with a star. It's almost like magic. This yarn is something I had from the 1990s. I mean, this is not the newest I have, but it's a kind of a treasure. It is a blend of wool and mohair and I think I had plans for some sweater or a cardigan, but it never, I started, I just ripped it up, and now I've used some of it in this hat. So, and this is something I use a lot. We had a kind of feeling of spring, as you may see from the photos, but when I sit here talking to you, it has snowed. The very disappointing snow that comes in March and April, and sometimes even in May every year, and makes everyone upset. Not everyone, but a lot of people, and me. I have also done some test knitting. This is the Heart of the Forest hat, and I have had a little bit of a loose gauge in the rib. That's my fault. I tend to knit rather loose, so I have to go down in the needle sizes. This is called the Heart of the Forest. It is the same kind of design as the pattern. No, the mitten and the sock. So you can see there is a forest going on here, and the star. And this star is so beautiful. And again, when you read the chart, it's not really easy to see the star because of the repetitions you have to make it, and then something magical happens. It is not difficult. I don't think it's difficult. It's not so easy to see to say how difficult it is, because of course it depends on how much experience you have. This is made in Finull from Rauma. All of them are dyed on a grey base, so they are a bit heathered. I really like. These are the newest colors. Where's the heart? I mean, here you can see the forest, but where is the heart? This was a test knit, and I forgot the heart. And Sofia made it clearer in the pattern. So the next, because she had almost forgotten the heart, I think, too. This is a hat with the heart. Here you can see here is the heart. It's a bit hidden, but I really like the way that somewhere in the forest your heart is. This is also Finull from Rauma, and the lightest color is hand-dyed wool from Ystad, that's Norwegian hand-dyer. It's all very rustic, but soft, in my opinion. So this goes very well with my cardigan today, and this also could have been tighter knitted in the rib. That is my fault. But I mean, this is so nice, and I love these colors. These are really my favorite. Oh. Some other things I have finished from her designs still now. I talk about the Kammebornia. Is my #1 shawl favorite from her designs, and that is the shimmening shawl. I have made a lot of them, and I like, it's a triangular shaped. It can be rather big, it depends on what kind of yarn you use. I have made some rather thick ones and some more thin ones, and because I like the pattern, I like to play with what I put into it, because I like the shape and I like the look. I thought that I would do something to experiment with my leftover yarns, and I have used a lot of, and when I say leftover, I mean leftover. Look at this. These are the leftovers of the leftovers. Look at this. These. I just made some piles. This was the pile with green and yellow, and more or less a little bit of grey or light green. This is more like white. I had some of them from hand-dyed sock yarn. They are all very thin, and I thought, what about using a merino yarn that is called Arvetta. It's 425 or something meters, 210 meters per 50 grams. 420 grams per 100 grams. And I decided to have the merino from Arvetta that was in a new skein of yarn and combine it with all these leftovers to see if that would work. And that was so much fun. It could have been very messy, but I think it turned out very nice. Now you can see what it looks like. And last time I made an episode, I had started the first one, which is not in this house, I will show you later, but this is my second one with leftover yarns. I started up here. I had one light green color going all the way in the garter rows, and then in the stockinette stripes I put in my leftover very, very small balls of yarn. I started with the smallest, and then I used what I had more because the amount of stitches grows. And then I wanted a contrast for the lace, so I picked a very light and sweet pink. And this is the same kind of yarn. It is Arvetta from Filcolana. That is a Danish yarn. And even though it's triangular and rather big, it is not heavy. Merino is a little bit heavy maybe, but this is something I can wear like this, like a scarf. That is how I usually wear my shawls. And this was so much fun to play with all the colors. Not that much fun to weave in all the ends, but that's okay, I can do that. And I wanted to try it again, and so I have another one going on, because I made different piles of my leftover yarns. And this is from the pile where I had blue and grey and a little bit of a mix. This is how I started, and there I used this purple kind of blue yarn that was new, but all the others were leftovers. It looks a little bit small now, but when I wash it and block it, it will grow. And I have started the lace, and then I wanted a contrast, but not that much contrast this time. So this is Arvetta, also in a very light color. And when I knit the lace, it is, without telling you all about the pattern, before you bind off, you increase and do the lace, and then you decrease as you go, like this. And I always use double pointed needle, because it's a very, when you have to turn it, turn, this is easier, I think. It makes it a little bit quicker. So this is going to be another shimning. And shimning is a pattern that I see that some of you have done in a knitalong. So go to Ravelry and have a look in our group. I will try to make some other shawls now. But sometimes I think that all I want to do is to knit shimning shawls. I like to do a repeat. When I work with my brain. I'm a teacher, and I always have to concentrate what to say, how to say it, to explain, and so on. And when I come home, I need to relax. And especially now these last weeks with a lot of things going on in the world and in the news, and I think people around me had the COVID. It was not fun, so I needed some very easy things to knit, and those shawls are really some of my favorites. I have also finished this one from my kitchen. These are owls. They are very cute. Look at their eyes and ears. I mean, they are so fun to make. This is a design of Janne, and it is only in Norwegian. If you are new to the channel, Janne is the one you're soon going to meet. She's the expert, I am the enthusiastic journalist. And I do the editing, and yeah, so we have different specialities. I have some shawls going on. This is something that should have been finished I think the reason why I kind of hesitate to knit on it is that the yarn is so soft. I mean, that is why I wanted to try this yarn, because it's so soft and very nice, but then it kind of slips. I feel like I have to, my hands get tired. This is also a Danish yarn, a lot of Danish yarn today. Sevek Tibet is a yak merino, and it is fantastic. And I think even this color is something that's going to be more in the fashion today. I'm not sure, I'm not so obsessed with fashion. This is a Lene H shawl by a Norwegian designer called Gro Tveitstøl. Different panels, as you can see. And I'm almost finished. I'm going to have some centimeters, but I have now more, I think 420 stitches. And with this soft, airy thing, it takes me some time. It's not a hurry. I can relax, and it will be fantastic to wear. I can wear it also when it is not that cold, because I use shawls a lot. This is going to be a lot of shawls, I think, because in this bag I also have a shawl. This is Havland Sjale, Norwegian name, Norwegian pattern. It is the name means the area along the coast, along the sea. So these are the stones. No, this is the how to say, the mountain in a way. And these are the stones on the beach. And there's a repetition, and we're going to have the waves at the end. It's a bit difficult to see. It's going to be a triangular shaped shawl, but this is what it looks on my needle. It's a merino tweed yarn, hand dyed from Spøtegarn. That is also Norwegian. It's something I have had in my stash for some time. Warm and very nice colors. This is very easy to knit, so this is something I have with me when I travel or I'm out somewhere. Another really easy knit is yet another shawl, because that's what I like. I have something else also. Just if you're tired of shawl, just give me a couple of minutes and I'll show you something else. This is a new yarn from a Norwegian collaboration with Mondial in Italy. It's merino yarn, and it is dyed in a way so that the colors changes really slowly. And this is a triangular shawl, a big one, like a blanket. I started here, and then the color change. And this is one ball of yarn, and then I started from the inside or outside, opposite of the first one, so the colors kind of mirror. It's a lot of knitting, not so much purling, and nothing is difficult. You just have to make sure that you knit and purl on the right places, so you have this kind of stripes in a way. I'm almost finished. It's big, and it is, and also my color. This is a design by Marte Helgetun, who also has this collaboration. It's her yarn in a way. This is what I have with me when I go to work. It's almost too big to carry every day. I had, oh, there it is. I am making cardigan, and the cardigan is something I have for two reasons. Wenche Roald is a Norwegian designer who has some designs in the new, oh, what's the English name? Järbo, the Swedish mill and company. They have this out. It is called Saga, and I should have been finished because I knitted so much in January, a lot in a very short time. When we were shut down. I had all my work at home, so I had a lot of time to knit because I didn't have to travel anywhere. And then I got ill, and I had a couple of weeks at home, and I was not so ill. I could still knit, but then I suddenly stopped. That's what happens to a lot of us, I think. So this is Saga in Ask, 100% Norwegian wool from Hillesvåg. It's going to be a cardigan. I'm going to stick it. Yeah, it will be better when I've finished. So this is the first sleeve, and look at this nice. But 3 colors on some rows, and I think that's what makes me a bit slow. So I am almost finished. I hope I finish this when the Easter comes, because we have a knitalong in Norwegian where we knit Wenche Roald's design and another Norwegian designer called Anne Kjerstin Hegdal. I will show you the cardigan again. It should have been finished. It's just me not managing to concentrate. Some other things that I started and was really... I was so sure I would make them just easy and quick, but I think stranded knitting just didn't appeal to me when I was really tired. I have had a lot of things going on in school, and all those things will be a bit better after Easter because I will not be teaching so much. So this is the first mitten from Janne's design called Bakside Rosa. It's a rose pattern. This is Rauma Finull. It's just my head not working, and I look forward to make these again. And I do some crochet. I had a, not to call it, maybe baby blanket for a child who is 2 years old. I made one with the red all as the last round, but now I make one in more lighter colors, and this is just simply granny squares. I have a lot of yarn that I don't have any plan for, and I also have yarn that I maybe had a plan for, but the plan is somehow forgotten. So I make these. It's very lovely with these light colors. I tend to have brighter colors, but I know that I asked the receiver and she wanted some light colors. So it is growing, and I don't have a very like a system. I just spread the colors and sew it together as I go, so I don't have all that thing going on at the end. I think this is, it will be, I'm not halfway through, I have a lot left. When I sew them together, I just place it the right side facing and make stitches through. And I always save I have very long ends because I want to use those ends to sew the missing squares onto this. I also have some plans. I have something in the other house, but what I have here is I have some yarn that I have dyed. I would like to show you. This is yarn from Brit Strikkenerd. That's a Norwegian podcaster I know. She has some sheep, rather almost the same as we have. But what she does with the fleece is that she makes it into yarn on Selbu mill. Well, I don't. But I bought some of her yarn and I dyed it. This was a light yarn I had. This is Villull. And then I had 2 of these darker. I don't know what I will make of these. I'll just have to look at them for some time first, and then I'll figure out something. I also, when I went to Skien, I bought some yarn in Husflid from Værbit, a Norwegian dyer. This is a color I don't use so very much. those kind of blue colors. Very nice. Something else that I plan to do is a shawl that Janne has made, and that she is making a pattern of, she's writing the pattern, and I will use this strange big ball of yarn called Knitalong molto, and that is virgin wool and polyacrylic. 700 meters per 200 grams. That will be very exciting, but I think I'll have to finish at least one of the other things before I start. I'll try to behave. We will see. Maybe I do some recording in the other house. If I don't, I will just show you those things in the next countryside knitting episode. It's a kind of a puzzle how to manage to have everything around me when I do the recording, and yeah, it's a lot because I make a lot. But I think you will now have to, you have waited for Janne. She always has a lot of nice projects. So now I will just say goodbye from me and then say hello to Janne.
Hello and welcome to Janne. I have been knitting a lot of things since January. We haven't been together, Merete and me, because of we have lots of things to do and we have not been well. So, but now we have the Norwegian episode in the same room, but the English is here from me and from Hansgarn to Merete. I have knitting and crochet a lots of things. I will start with socks. This is a Norwegian yarn. The socks, oh, I forgot to take it with me. This is the library socks. I knit them in, and this is in 30, I think. In Nordlys is the yarn, Norwegian yarn. This is Delight from Drops. I have knit the same in the top and the heel, and not in the bottom. So you can see it's a pair. This is in 30, this is in 30, I think it's 34, to one of my grandchild. This is also in Nordlys. And I knit some pair. This is Perfect yarn from Arne og Carlos. And I use the same in the top. And I use some stripes to this because I haven't got not enough yarn. This was a sock in 23, I think it was. So I am knitting some socks. And I'm knitting some hairband. Like this. No, I don't have knit them. I crochet them. I like this because I saw it on YouTube. And I like it because it fit very well. And I have a problem with my left ear, so I use a lot of this. Merete will do the link under the video. I crochet a lot of them. I crochet more, but I have given them away. This is Merino Extra Fine in these. I see this is in Merino Extra Fine. This is a smaller one to child. This is sock yarn and kid silk. This is baby merino and kid silk, and this is baby merino and kid silk. And this is smaller. You see, this is smaller, shorter. So they are to children. I make lots of them. And I have been knitted a baker's twine. This is number 19. I have started on 20, but I haven't knit so much of them, like the least weeks. And I have made this. This is a pattern from me, but it's only in Norwegian. This is baby merino and kid silk together, hold together. And I have make a cool. This, I have to take my glasses off. This is also my design, and only in Norwegian. It's not in English. But I like this because I love to have it. I can have it lots of. Today it's windy outside, and you have to have something here because it's cold. I made this. In Norwegian we call it alpelue. You can, I think it's one of the name is Barrett, but I don't make this long enough. So when I took it on, it's almost normal. So I have to knit this more to get it out. But I like the. I like it. So I have to take this that way because I have to do it once more. And I have made Aurora shawl from Gro Tveitstøl. She's a Norwegian designer, and I don't think she has anything in English. I don't think so, because oh, that's the wrong way. I start here, and this is leftover. It's one skein, one skein, one skein, one skein, and finish. This is baby merino I dyed by myself, and it's black baby merino. So I take it together and I change yarn in this, so you don't see that I have changed yarn. And I like this. This is, I think this is very great. It's big, but it's heavy because it's baby merino. But it's during the day it's great, and you can use it on your head, and it's big. So I like it. So, and I make some washcloths with owl. That's also my own pattern. This is corner to corner filet, small one. This is mandarin petite from Sandnes, both. And I have a jacket I started for 3 years, and now I have finished it. This is the jacket. This is from Anne Kjerstin Hegdal. She's a Norwegian designer. She has worked on Rauma yarn, but she doesn't do that anymore. She is doing for her own design, and I like it. It's I don't take this. There are a zipper in this, but I don't take it. I don't like it, so I just knit like this instead of that. So it's special. It's a jacket I will use with fine clothes, not on the everyday. And I have this. This is all Alv from Hillesvåg. It's thin, and I have made a sweater of this with kid silk together, how together. This is Peacock tea from Lene H Samsøe, and this is in English also. This is the summer peacock tea, but I make it as a sweater, so I buy just knit and take it in here, the half of the mask in there. So, and I made a love note from Tinka Knits, I think. This is love note, and this is a special yarn. I will show you because I think it's very special. It's thin line with kid silk, all together, and they are a wonderful fabric. I like it. It's so soft and it's great, and I knitted sweater. So now I have several of winter sweater, so I have to make some summer sweater soon. And I have made the Easter pillow. This is in Finul. I have been dyed the red and the dyed and the yellow, so you can see it's not fabric color. It's hand dyed. So this is a free pattern in a Facebook group, and it's all in Norwegian. And I have been saved some things because I will have a course in the autumn, and we will use things like that. All things. You can't use new things. You can only use things that have been something. And I make the prototype to this course. So this is an embroidery, old embroidery, and an old to bed. This is a pillow, and I use an old fabric from leftover from clothes that I have made by myself. I bought a bit more than I have to use. So, and a zipper in the top, and it's like this. So and this is also an old broderie, and I have used klede. That's a Norwegian fabric they use on bunad. It's leftover. So this is also one. That's what I have been finished. Yes, and we have we have a thing that we are doing, Norges Husflidslag. That's an traditional organization. We are doing and use things to repair and to use things you find in your home or on the neighbor farm. So this is wool from Hansgarn. I have used this is an old curtains ring, and I made this. And this is wool from Aukra. It's a Swedish sheep called Dala sheep, and we made this on that evening, and Merete get one of these. So I like to do something like that. Use old thing and new thing and make things to the Easter. and I am going out over to what I'm doing. I am crochet on a big thing. This is my lighthouse blanket. Here you have a bird, and here you have the light. It's big, so it's very different to show you, but I will take picture when I'm finished. And here are the lighthouse, and here are the birds. You see, I haven't finished yet. It's soon finished. I have this left, so it's almost finished. So I have to make that finished, and I am using finull from Ravelry-group. And I make more of that because I have so much left over. I will find it in this bag. I have leftover, and I bought the main color. The main color is finull, and I use leftover from Kid Silk, and baby merino. I'm dyed leftover, hold together. It's a baby merino, and it's sock yarn. And then I have been crochet hearts, and I use the leftover to its end, and I start with a new one. So you have hearts. So it's finull in main color, and it's Kid Silk and sock yarn or baby merino in that. So I use all the leftover. So I have made 20. I will have 54, I think. And then it's finished. But I think I have the scrap yarn, or leftover or scrap yarn in here. So I take it with me and I crochet in this bag. And I have started to make a famous thing. That's the in Bergen. You have Bryggen in Bergen, and I have wrote it and down, and I am now crocheting. So this is the next blanket, because I have lots of leftover, and I have lots of this because I buy this to a project, and I don't use it to the project, so I have to use it on other project. And this is the new blanket. I will have the houses, and I will have a new house, so I crochet it in this, and I crochet it together at the same time. So I crochet one house, finish, and I crochet this, and I crochet the next house, and I crochet this, and that's all. And the next level will be I take the house not the same as the bottom, but I take it I do it a different way. So I like it. It's corner to corner, and it's corner to corner fillet. This is corner to corner fillet. I have a video on my YouTube channel that you can see how you crochet this. So that's the next. And I have this. It's almost finished, but I don't have the needle. Then I can bind off when my husband and me get a new car. And I knit this for a long time ago, and then on the trip I make this, but I don't have the needle when I'm sitting in the chair in the car, so I have to do it finish now. That's the way I do something, but it will be finished. I have been knitting a shawl in brioche. I have an idea, and I think yes, I will do it. I haven't enough in the same, so this is just I give it away. And I started here, and I increase both sides, and I stop to increase the top, and I still do the increase. So I will make it, I will see where is the yarn. I have this yarn left, and I have more of the yarn that I have on this side, so I will increase. When I'm finished with this, I will increase to get back into this side, so it will be the same both sides, I think. Maybe it's not. I will see. I knit on another shawl. I have finished one of them, but I forget to take it with me because I started to use it. But it's like this. It's like this. It's also a design I started with. So I think I like it. So this is the second, and this is yarn from Ice Yarn. I will see how it calls. It's Angora. Ice Yarn Angora. It's 40% Angora and 60% acrylic. So I have two. You have to have 600 meters to this shawl. You can have more, but we have to 6. This is 1000. So I think I will use all of them, but I have a bit of them. And I am knitting summer peacock tee from Lene H Samsøe. This is in English. I have been knitting, so I just have this back. It's not much to left. I knit this in Bell from Drops. This is color 13, and I have I think I have 3 more to knit before I'm finished. So this is television knitting in the evening. I knit it on yesterday, so I will have finished this. I need some summer. Here are the leftover from this. So I use this on the other side, and I am knitting another shawl, also my own design. This is more than it's not all, yeah, you can call it a shawl. This is started and increase, and it's like this, but it's dyed. I have dyed it, so I have, it will be big because I have this and I have this left, so I don't think I use all of it, but I use leftover from Kid Silk. They are on the back. This is leftover and I put it in. So you can use lots of leftovers in a project. I have to take it down. And I have yesterday evening I started one of my grandchild. She is 12 and she likes to wear the same clothes as me. So I started on a low note to her in small. So I have crochet. I am knitting the first. So I will go to the next in this evening, I think. Knits a lot, and there are this fabric, this yarn in there, so it's a very special fabric, but I like it very much. So is there more? Yes, there are more in this bag. I have a jacket, kofte, but I have doing something wrong, because I should knit on 3.5 millimeter, but I am knitting loose, so I will use 3.0, but I am using 2.5, so I just use a wrong knitting needle. So maybe I have to wrap it and knit with number 3.0, but I am nearly down when I can try, so I will knit a bit more to see if it is fit or not. This is also in finull from Rauma, and it's Anne Kjerstin Hegdal. This is only in Norwegian and it's called Inspirerende Hobby Kofta. So I don't think this is in English. So this is in black and white, but you can see how it turns out like this. So I'm half finished here. So I think I will knit down here and try it to see if it fits, because I am smaller here than down under. Yes, and I'm knitting a pillow, my own pillow, to my daughter's. She is having a yarn store, an internet store. This is the Bobil. It's an pillow, and I just started, so I will knit more today. I think I have time to knit today. I think that's what's all. Maybe. Yes, I have lots of things there. I am will have some demo of magic loop in 14 days. So I have started to make, not to make, but to like this, and this will see how you do it. And if you want to have more than 2, you can have that. And so I have started to prepare it, and I have some old things, but I haven't do anything on that, so that's have to wait to when I have time to do it. So that's all from me today. Bye.
Thank you, Janne, for showing us all the things that you're working on. And thank you for watching. And we really appreciate all the comments that you write. We did this in Norwegian only for a long time, and then we understood that we have some viewers out in the world who does not understand Norwegian. So we have challenged ourselves, and we think it's very nice to get in contact with the world, as we have said before. And reading your comments, that is so warming and makes us want to continue the English versions, because it is a lot of work, I admit, but we like it. We will continue it, and especially when you are so nice to give us some feedback in the comments. And another thing I want to say is that thank you to all of you who are patrons. We have a Patreon account with extra bonus, some free patterns and preview. And thank you very much. And we also have a Ko-fi account. This channel is free, but we have these other things, as you know. Okay, then bye bye and take care.